Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Yeah, a long-time Browns fan. I actually live in Pittsburgh, so believe it or not, we got some dogs out here in Pittsburgh. Hey, question for you. Talking about wide receivers, I feel like we all focus on the draft. Obviously, it's this time of the year for the draft. But how about Jaelon Darden, the young man we signed away from Tampa Bay, was at North Texas? I feel like we're all looking for speed. And, when we always look at the Browns, I was like, man, you got to have a top pick to get, what you need to get. And unfortunately, I feel like obviously we don't have a top pick in the next couple of years. So what's going on with him? And is there an opportunity for him to kind of contribute, especially since he's also a special teams guy? Like your thoughts? Go Browns.
Appreciate all the voicemails. Jeff, I think that's why they signed him, but he's still kind of a developmental guy. Just second year, didn't play at a big program, as he mentioned, North Texas State. He does have speed, but got to find out, can he refine his route running and be effective with it?
Well, a player like this, where I think he would open up a lot more eyes for the Browns, is what he can do with his return ability first. He can find a way to solidify one of the return jobs. Then you go down the task of where else can we find a good fit for him? Jet sweeps, jet motion, those types of things. These are things Jaelon Darden can do. I think the fact that a little bit smaller in stature maybe affects the downfield ability. I think the Browns may be looking to add a little bit more size to that room. You have that spot, where you get past Amari, you get past Donovan Peoples-Jones, and then you just rattle off all the names. And to be fair, none of them have really done anything to distinguish themselves up until this point, whether it is a David Bell, whether it is an Anthony Schwartz, whether it is a Michael Woods, a Jaelon Darden certainly fits in there as well. Dalen Baldwin had a couple of receptions last year for them in the Raven game late in the season. I think the Browns would like to be able to say, you want to know what? Let's get one guy in here so at least we have our 1, 2, 3. And then basically we're just going to go with a little battle royal here between the rest of these guys to figure out, 4, 5, and 6 with somebody being a return man. You can't just put all those eggs in one basket for a second year in a row and say, oh, well, we think one of these guys is going to make a jump. It didn't happen last year. It would be, it probably would be not doing your best due diligence to go down this road again and say, oh, okay, well now this year, if not 1, 2 of these guys are going to make the leap that we were hoping they made last year. So the Browns somehow, some way are going to bring in some legit competition, or even a guy who's just going to be solidified, the number 3 wide receiver here, as we see the talks are, growing more and more. And for anybody who wasn't ready for it, once you commit $54.3 million to your quarterback year in, year out, obviously your offense is going to transition to throwing the ball a lot more.